you have to understand that you are your brand. But here's
Mhm.
the other thing. Your brand is what the customers say about you. My name is Dan Keller, and I am a mortgage professional, branch manager, and regional VP of sales for New American Funding right here in Kirkland. We've got an office here in Kirkland, Tacoma, Everett, and up north in Mount Vernon. I get the opportunity to, one, I'm a producing day-to-day loan officer. So I'm one of the top. I've been ranked since 2018, top 1% in America. So considered a top producer, run a really great branch with a really great culture. But my culture around my branch, and I know, Dru, you know this,
Yeah.
um, I run a personal development company. My branch is a personal development branch that happens to do mortgages, happens to be really good at mortgages. And so I really believe I've seen what personal development has done in my life as a former college professor and a former college baseball coach. And then I got in the mortgage industry 15 years ago. And it's sad that personal development isn't taught in high schools and colleges. And you have to get into business really to be forced to read books, forced to develop personally. So I have gone all in on the personal development stuff over the last 10 years, and it's done wonders in my life. And I've helped transform a lot of mortgage professionals that work with us and real estate agents that I get the opportunity to work with on a day-to-day basis as their mortgage professional.
Yeah. Now, and you've obviously been building a massive brand around yourself in your educational content, how you educate, like you said, financial, whether it's being finances or agents or helping agents build their businesses. What's been one of your biggest strategies for building your brand?
You. No, really. I mean, when did we connect, man? Was it like
Oh,
2015, 16?
something like that. I think
Yeah.
2015. Yeah.
I just, I saw where our industries were going. I saw that, social media, there was only the celebrities or the influencers were doing video. And I had to get over my lack of ego, if you will, at the time and be like, all right, get over yourself. And you need to be doing video. You need to be doing more video. And I was one of the early adopters to video. I started my YouTube channel in '08. Got
Yep.
in the mortgage industry in '08. And although I dabbled in video, doing video on a camera, on my laptop, and producing weekly videos was good for my business, was great for my business. I saw that, but I needed more of an advantage. And so you and I got connected, I want to say in 15 or 16, and been working with you, and you've helped me with my brand because video just amplifies who you are and what you do if you're authentic. A lot of
Mhm.
people out there are selling and it's commercials. If you go to my YouTube or you go to my social media, what you see is what you get. And a
Mhm.
lot of that is due to you and your coaching and some of the things that I've learned from people like you and watching other people that do video. And like I said, it amplifies who you are and what you do. And really, video doesn't sleep. YouTube doesn't sleep. Social media doesn't sleep. So if you can create content, be a content creator, learn that from Gary Vaynerchuk, you are a media company first slash real estate broker slash mortgage broker, right? So I learned that in about 2017. You're a media company first. Get that through your head. Our job is to create media, to create content around homeownership, around if you're in real estate, selling properties, investing in properties. So I really doubled down on media, man, back in 2016. And I think we first started with you and I. You built out this 5-part series like, hey, someone doesn't know you. They're starting the pre-approval process. What do they need to know? You came into my office and we filmed that. Hey, I'm so happy that you're here right now because that means you are getting ready to make one of the largest financial decisions of your life. And I get to be a part of that as your mortgage advisor. So we start off with that video and then we just kind of kept going with that. And then social media really started to blow up, the short form, the Instagram, short form on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook stories, and then even the long form, the how-tos on YouTube. And so that's kind of how I started. And then you fast forward to 2020, nobody could have predicted what happened in 2020, what
Yeah.
was going to happen in 2020, that we were going to be Zoom-based salespeople, right? We were
Yep.
going to be video based. So that background and being comfortable in front of this thing right here, this lens,
Yep.
really helped me stand out as a mortgage professional during Zoom. So, notice that my camera isn't like this. My camera isn't like this. And I'm just doing this today with my laptop. My camera is not way back here, right? I'm centered up right here. If you go to CNN or Fox Business and you watch where they interview two people side by side on the nightly news, it's weird how they both are kind of fitting perfectly. They coach them through that. Yep. So your help, I hired some other coaches outside of our industries, speaking coaches, on how to do this more professionally. So there's a lot to be learned. This is going to change every single probably week or month moving forward. But in the meantime, having guys like you in my corner is a big, big, big plus. So
what would you say? I mean, you've been doing videos since 2008. It's obviously evolved. Your pages look awesome. Your site looks phenomenal in the way that you bring, your potential clients through that funnel that you bring them through. What would you say? How would you classify the results that you've had from doing video so consistently? And it's obviously it's evolving, but what would you say those results have been over this, length of time?
Yeah, I have the numbers for the last 2 years right in front of me. So get this. And I don't have them on a spreadsheet, and I didn't know that you were going to ask this, but I know my numbers. Last year, we helped 407 families finance real estate. Okay. 29% of those 407 families came from social media or YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. So do the math. Let's just say that's 30%.
Wow.
So that's big. The year before, we helped 427 families. 26% came from the internet. Okay. Came from videos, came from social media. So, I will ask you this: if you're watching this and you help, 20 families a year or 50 families a year, 100 families a year, what if you could raise your production by 27%, 30%? So I always go back when I'm talking to real estate agents and when I'm talking to mortgage professionals about using video in your business. First off, video doesn't sleep. The internet doesn't sleep. What is your average loan commission? What is your average real estate commission? Let's say in real estate, it's $20,000, $30,000. What if I can help you close 5 more transactions a year? Let's monetize that. 5 times 30 is 150 grand. What if I can help you as a mortgage professional make $150,000 more this year? And they're like, well, how do you do that? Like, what special loan program do you have? Well, I was blessed. I was an early adopter in video and social media marketing. And I'm so confident because I've repeated it every single year since 2016. These numbers, 25%, 23%, 27% of my business comes from that. So what if I could help teach you how to do that in your business? So it's been really big, Drew. The what social media and what video has done to my career and my business has been an absolute career changer, financial changer, and quite frankly, a legacy maker in my business. I mean, I get recognized more often now in our space.
Yeah, you do.
Because of what you and I have done with video and social media.
So it sounds like video is not just a thing that it sounds like a need for.
Well, in 2022, it's a must have. If you're in real estate or mortgage and you're not leveraging video, you're a dinosaur. What happened to dinosaurs, Drew?
Yeah. Got extinct.
Gone.
Yep.
Right. And so you got to get over the whole, so I know this: mortgage people and real estate agents, they think they got to prepare and have everything perfect before they start. Okay. Set that off to the side, because I know that might be you, right? What I have found with the most successful people in the world, I have a mentor that's worth $250 million. I just got back from a site visit in Florida where I met up with 5 branch managers in the mortgage space. All of them make more than $7 million a year.
Wow.
These are people, and real estate agents were there too. Seth O'Byrne, #1 agent out of San Diego, is on the American Dream TV with me. These are guys and gals that get an idea, they get told to do something from their coach, and they go do it, and then they figure out how to perfect it later versus waiting 1 or 2 years to get everything right and then go deploy making their first video. So do what I did back in 2009. Set up the camera and go. And that video is still on my YouTube channel. It's horrible. The lighting's horrible. The audio is horrible. My voice is horrible. It's so cheesy. But you know what? No one in mortgage was doing video in 2009. Yeah. Fast forward and see what it's done for my business. It's been incredible.
What would you say? What has video and getting good at video, what has that taught you? Just as a business owner, as a business leader, what has what has it added to you?
Incredible question. That's probably the best question that's asked, and probably the most valuable question, and the answer that I'm going to deliver to you is probably the most valuable of this entire interview series. When you do video, it forces you to learn and get good at what you're talking about. So I'll say that again. When you do video, it forces you to learn and get better at the topic that you're talking about. So if you go all the way back to 2008, when I got into mortgage finance, there was a lot of really big producers. I went to work for this company 2 or 3 years into my mortgage career called Mortgage Advisory Group. It was the top mortgage company in all of Snohomish County, right? And there were some big producers there. How does a young guy that knows nothing about mortgages, a former college baseball coach and professor, jump in there and start mixing up and adding value to real estate agents and going out and picking up new clients? Well, I had to learn mortgages. So how I started doing video was I started talking about FHA loans and VA loans, how to get an FHA loan, why you need an FHA loan, how to get a VA loan, how did you get a jumbo loan? What is a jumbo loan? What's the difference between jumbo loans, these big loans for rich people, right?
Yeah.
Versus a conventional loan. And I used video to create content. That content got found on the internet. The people that found it on the internet saw that I was just authentic. I wasn't selling anyone. I was educating and advising, and they would reach out to me. And they've done that since 2008, 2009. And so, forces you to get good at what you're doing. It forces you to get better at what you're doing, because if you're doing video, real estate agents, you can't just show up and do a video and wing it talking about market stats in King County, can you? Mm-hmm. You got to have the stats here. Well, let me ask you this. If you did a market update for King County, maybe broke it down into cities like Seattle or Bellevue or Kirkland, for example, but you did one every single week, every single month, sooner than later, you're going to get really good at understanding how that market is moving, understanding that market. You're going to be the go-to advisor, the go-to pro, versus looking at those numbers every once in a while, not really paying attention to them, looking at them when you need to for a client. But what if you did them weekly? What if you did them monthly? You're going to get really good at specializing in those areas and advising people on those trends. Days on market, sold over list price, sold under list price, all median sales price, all of those things. So video forced me to really up my game in lending and get really good at understanding guidelines and loan programs and market trends and what causes rates to move. And it's been a blessing. I had no idea when I first started doing video that it was going to make me the pro that I am today, but it forced me to learn.
I love that you mentioned that, and talk to me a little bit about the communication, because you'll even find you'll do a video and you'll see how people interact with it. And it's the communication, the language that you use. And like you said, you get really good at finding out what type of language to use to actually help educate people and tell them something that they can understand, and not just spit a bunch of language that nobody gets. Yeah. Like about talk to me about the communication that you've learned how to use with people from doing video.
Video, and guys like you have helped me with this, because you said, Dan, that was a great video, but it was 7 minutes. How do you chunk that down to 3? So what it's really allowed me to do is better communicate. Like you just said, it's allowed me to get clear on my message. So it's 2022. Nobody wants to listen to a boring mortgage guy or a boring realtor, blah, 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 for 7 minutes. So it's really got me good at really breaking down the content. So I did take a class from one of the top public speakers. He's had numerous TED Talks. He's very expensive, but Rene Rodriguez. He specializes in neuroscience, how the brain interprets communication. And he goes and he works with CEOs for Fortune 100 companies, and he works with leaders on how to communicate with their staff, how to get the most out of their employees. He works with public speakers on how to speak better. Notice that I don't say a lot. I'm not rocking back and forth a lot. I'm not fidgeting a lot. These are things that I learned from Rene. Silence is okay. Mm-hmm. You see that? So communication is really big. 1, content. 2, having good enough content to keep someone's attention span. 3, positioning, lighting, audio. And then 4, body language. So I'm looking at you when I talk. I'm not having this nervous. I don't have a lot of nervous twitch. I'm not going, we call them transition words. I call them fillers. We say them when we're nervous and we don't know what to say. Our customers know that. Our viewers can tell when we're trying to buy time for them. And I learned this from Renee, don't ever waste a viewer's time. Because they can click this thing like that, right? So communication is so important. When I do a video, I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I use this formula that I learned from Renee: frame, message, tie down. Every video falls into that. A frame is, I can use a prop, I can use statistics, I can use a joke, but a frame is giving the audience an idea of the viewer, an idea of what they're going to learn. It's that hook. I want to come out with something good right off the bat so that I can keep them on that hook. I can get them to stay to the next phase, which is your message. That's what you want to get across. And then the tie down is what that means to you. If you follow that sequence, this is proven by a neuroscientist. This is how our brains take in information. Watch the news at night. The frame is the heading on TV. 5-alarm fire, 2 cats and 4 dogs rescued. Everyone wants to see where are the 2 cats? Where are the dogs? Who rescued them? Is a firefighter? And then the message was where the fire happened, right? And then the tie down is there's probably always something, a follow-up. We'll come to you later at 11 o'clock to let you know how the dogs are doing and the people that saved them, because 2 firefighters were rushed to the hospital, right?
Yep.
We do the same. We have to do the same in our business. So the frame is, it's that hook. It's giving that viewer a reason to watch for 5 more seconds or 10 more seconds. And then we get into the message. The message is the meat and potatoes. And then the tie down is what you want the viewer to do next, what this means to you. And so I've been able to chunk this down from 7 minutes to 5 minutes to 3. Now, every single Friday on my Instagram, you've seen this. I do mortgage for real estate agents, weekly mortgage. So it's your Friday tip, mortgage for real estate agents in less than a minute. So I talk about mortgage rates, are they up or down week over week, and what they're doing and what they are. And then I give some sort of a mortgage / real estate tip that real estate agents can use in under a minute. My real estate agents that I work with don't want to hear me talk for 5 minutes or 3 minutes about boring freaking mortgages. Just what do real estate agents need to know about mortgage lending every single week? Well, they need to know if rates are up or down and where they are. And they need to know something that's relevant in the news. 2 weeks ago, Bank of America came out with a program for Black and Hispanic people. No doc, no down payment, no closing costs. It's got fraud written all over it and fair housing violations written all over it. So I did a real quick segment on that. You just need to know about it, stuff like that. So frame, message, tie down, keep it under 3 minutes. And the communication is key, because communication, you get to now communicate what you want to your viewers more effectively versus just rambling.
Yep. And to the point, the reason why I do that is because in a minute, what agents want and need. They want that valuable information, because what are they doing? They're talking about it with their clients or sharing it to their feed or to their social media audiences, sharing that information quickly. And you've learned that from doing this for so long. And for all of you that are watching, this is just this much of what Dan Keller does for you. I mean, he's constantly coaching. He'll help you build your business to huge heights. You can already hear the coaching in his voice. So if you can get in touch with Dan, and I promise you, it'll be the best thing that you do for you and your business. Promise you. So,
Drew, one more thing on top of that though, but you got to understand. So that's what professionals want. Viewers that are sellers, viewers that are buyers, they want education. So they want more information on what your video, your content means to them. So how to prepare your house for the market in a transitioning market. Great hook, great title. How you start off that video is key.
Yep. So
giving maybe some data or maybe an example, a story of someone that you heard of, not your client, but I got a call the other day from some people that had their house listed. They're very upset. They're going on 60 days without an offer. They're upset. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
I'm making this video so that you can learn how not to be like this seller. So what I'm going to talk about today is some information on how you can prepare your house for the market, how to understand market stats so you price it accordingly. And at the end of this video, I'll give you some additional information. So there's that hook. It's going to take them along. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some additional information that you can do next. You can start today utilizing so you don't find yourself in the position like the Smiths were this morning when they called me. So it's really important. Consumers want education. Business to business want more just quick updates, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I know Zoom's going to kick us out here pretty soon. How would you say your experience has been with FreeStyle production and being filmed by us?
Well, first off, it's professional. That's the first and foremost. You're not just a video company. You educate, you teach. I mean, there's been times where you're like, hey, let's do this. Let's work on a different angle. Or, hey, that was really good. I remember when you used to film me, you're like, dude, that was really, really good. But I think you kind of missed that hook. The hook could be better, or the intro could be better, or hey, you drag this part up. Let's reshoot this, but let's tighten this up. You really don't get that with a lot of videographers. The other thing that we've had an opportunity to do, I'm the host of the American Dream TV, and you and your team are our preferred videographers for that show. And what I love most is just the professionalism, on time. Again, additional feedback. We oftentimes leave the B-roll aspect of each episode, and these are 4-minute, 5-minute episodes. We leave B-roll up to you guys, unless maybe I missed something. And I really feel like you guys have an understanding of content. You have an understanding of what the viewer putting together, the content that we speak about, and the story. But I think just the advice, and you guys are keeping current. You guys keep current on video trends and market trends relative to marketing. And I really admire that about you guys.
I appreciate that. So final question then is, if an agent is on the fence about building their brand online through video, through content, what would you tell that agent right now?
Yeah, I mean, I talk to mortgage people and real estate agents all the time about marketing and video. And I think number one, you got to be crystal clear on why. Like, why do you want to hire Dru and FreeStyle Production? So you got to be crystal clear on the why behind it. Is it to grow your business? Is it to grow your brand? Is it because you have no brand or you have no marketing? You got to be clear, because Dru's not going to create a brand for you. You got to have your own brand. And in real estate, the best real estate agents, I have the opportunity to work with the #1 real estate agent in Snohomish and King County, Adam Cobb. And what I admire most about, and I know you've done a lot of work for Adam, what I admire most about Adam Cobb is it's Adam E. Cobb. No gimmicks, no cheesy slogans, no awkward logos or turnkey logos that every other real estate agent has. It's his name.
Yep.
You have to understand that you are your brand. But here's the other thing. Your brand is what the customers say about you. That's what's so important. So be crystal clear on your brand. Be crystal clear on why you want to do video. Like, I wanted to do video back in 2008, 2009, because I felt like I needed an edge. I needed an advantage in an industry that I was just jumping into. Nobody was using video. And I felt like video would help me learn. It amplify the blog posts that I was writing, and it would help me learn the industry. So I was crystal clear on my why. And then as my business grew and I had built this brand, it helped amplify my brand as well. So get crystal clear on why. And then as far as moving forward with video consistency, man, I would say those are the two things. Get crystal clear on your why and be consistent. Nike's slogan, just do it. Just do it, but do it every Friday. I've been working with 2 or 3 different real estate agents on this, and they've all listened to me and they're doing it. It's awesome. You need to do a Friday video. It needs to be 1 minute or less. Get it out to your database and get it on social media. You can do the how-to videos in between it, but get 1 video a week. And they're like, well, what do I say? And I go, it's really simple. I don't know what you're going to say because I don't know you enough. So who are you off the field? Well, I really love baking, or I really love wine. Cool. So you're going to, every one of your Friday segments is going to be about wine. A little part at the very beginning is, hi, I'm Joe Smith with Windermere. Hey, it's Joe, and I'm back with another update. This week, man, we had a great week. We brought 2 listings to the market. We worked with 2 new buyers, which is great. So I love the referrals I'm getting from our clients, but I want to bring you a real quick market update. And then you talk for 10 seconds on a market update, and then it's your wine show. You're talking about your favorite wine of the week, right? Or if you're baking, or if you like restaurants, the one that I encouraged Jake Robinette to do this last week, or excuse me, 3 weeks ago. He's a young kid and he's a good agent. And every Friday, I feel like he's at happy hour. And I said, cool, your Friday video is happy hour with Jake.
Yep.
And he's going to be at a different restaurant every Friday. And you know what? He's doing it from his smartphone with one of his colleagues. And he listened to me. He's just done it. So consistency. Yep. Know your why, build your brand, and be consistent.
That's it, man. You just nailed it on the head. That is absolutely it. And I love that you talked about know your why, because that's going to be what pushes you to continue doing it with consistency, having that big why. That's massive. Well, Dan, that's all the questions I have, man. Awesome talking with you. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to jump on this call and help educate everybody that's watching this video right now on what they can do to start building their brand today on their own with their smartphones and start getting better, because that is what they can do. And all of you that are watching, please, please, please contact Dan. He will seriously help you grow your business and educate you along the way at any point in your business, whether you've been doing it for 20 years or you've been doing it for 5 months. He is the guy to go to. Contact him.